Welcome to the George Supercoach and AFL YouTube channel. Today we have our team update for 2021. So it's the official opening of Supercoach today. It's about midnight here, so yeah, as soon as it opened I've decided to do a video. And yeah, I'll go through my team, go through my thoughts and strategy and stuff like that. But before I go through my team, I want to show you guys something that's really cool on our Discord. We have a Discord bot that shows CBAs, heat maps, stats. Within a second you can get this sort of stuff. So our user, he goes by Hamstring on our Discord, made this amazing bot, so credit to him. So how to use it, first the link is in the description to get to the Discord. It shouldn't be too hard, you just click it and follow the prompts. But yeah, if I want to find out, say nat5 CBAs, I go .cba nat5 and 60% CBAs. So if I want to do heat maps, so let's do heat map, Marcus Bontempelli, how much has he played forward? So yeah, that's his heat map there. So yeah, as you can see, a lot of mid-time. I think it was 77% CBAs as well. So yeah, Bont played a heap of mid-time, but it's another story what he gets this year. But yeah, really cool. There's also player stats, historical, how many games they played for the past 15 years. The pinned message here has all the commands. So if you want to check that out, it's the easiest way to get stats. Heat maps, CBAs are probably the two hardest to find, but yeah, feel free to join if you want. So we have a lot of fun now. Lots of people in voice chat at the moment as well. So to get to the team, interesting that we have 37 trades here. That's probably a mistake, but nonetheless. So starting in the defence, Lloyd, Laird, Whitfield, McDonald. So since October, this has been my defence line, my defence premiums. I don't really see it changing unless something dramatic happens. But individually, is Jake Lloyd overpriced? Maybe a tad, but he's really difficult to get in. He's super consistent. Yeah, I don't really want to wait 10 weeks to get Jake Lloyd in if I can. And I think if things start going wrong with other players, he seems like a fullback captain option. So we like that. And Rory Laird, training with the midfield group, it looks like he's going to play more midfield. I've said in my play picks video, Laird, he kind of regressed a little bit at halfback from his All-Australian level, and they've moved him to the midfield. I still think he'll go back at times, but I think he's a midfielder now. Yeah, I think he'll get a lot of mid-time training with the midfield group again, so yeah. And then Lockie Whitfield playing off halfback again probably. Doesn't really matter where he plays, it seems, which is quite rare for a player to score so well. Just doesn't really matter. But yeah, there's upside with Lockie Whitfield. Sure, players run through him sometimes and you get some contact injuries. But nonetheless, Whitfield can start the season pretty hot. Remember last year he didn't have a full pre-season? This year he does, as far as I know anyway. And then we have Luke McDonald. Definitely one of my favourite picks for this year. Definitely very driven, very focused, already saying he wants to be the best defender in the league. But yeah, really taking responsibility or ownership of North Melbourne, and really trying to bring the young guys up. So yeah, I like the Luke McDonald pick, and it seems like there's not really a lot of other players that can play his role. I think they reckon Zeeble maybe at halfback. Core might take some of his kickouts, but nonetheless I still believe in this pick. I think there's still improvement left in him, and yeah, what I saw in the back half of last year was just incredible, his scoring in defence. And then the rookies. I'm a little bit worried about the defender rookies, to be honest. Lockie Jones showing a lot of good signs. I haven't heard much on, I think, Boyer, but he's mature age, did alright in this NFL. Nathan Murphy, I did read that Collingwood had him. I thought I read they had him at pick 6 on their draft board when they drafted him. That might be someone else. I'll have to double check that. But yeah, and then Gould. So Gould has slimmed down as far as I know. And with Mills possibly moving to the midfield, he might get more opportunity down back, but we'll wait and see. So hopefully we get somebody. And now in the midfield. So midfield is might have overspent here, but I feel like these guys are the premier midfielders, and things can change. Obviously, these are the premier midfielders from last year anyway, the top 3. So Neil, Steele, Oliver. I don't have the balls to start without Lockie Neal because of how he starts seasons. Although his first 2 opponents, his averages are pretty low. But nonetheless, he's captain option, and yeah, if he starts the season the same way he does the same way he has the last 2 years, yeah, it's not going to be fun to watch. Jack Steele, if I had to put a bet on the Brownlow right now, I would put it on Jack Steele. I'm a big fan of his. Yeah, huge work ethic, won the BNF by an absolute landslide. Maybe has more help with Brad Crouch in the midfield. But yeah, best defensive midfielder in the game, added some offense to his game as well, and starting to kick a few goals as well. Yeah, good stuff here. We've heard good stuff from training reports from him as well, which is great. And then Clayton Oliver, I really haven't heard anything on Oliver this pre-season. I still remember he was in a sling on Brownlow night, but he's not in a sling anymore. I don't know what happened there. There's been no reports of it. So keep an eye on Oliver. I think I'd actually cut Oliver over Steele. I think probably 90% of people would disagree with that, but I just really, really like Steele, and he owes me for 2019. How he said he wasn't going to tag, and then he tagged the whole year. I started him. But nonetheless, I think Oliver probably, yeah, I think he'll be fine. I just want to hear something on him in the preseason, make sure everything's okay. And then Matt Rao, is he a lock? He is, but he isn't, if that makes sense, because on the one hand he's played 4 or 5 games. On the other hand, we've never seen anything like this before. So I think we'll keep him there for now. Only 500k, so maybe an M8, or maybe, who knows, does he go to the Uber level already? Probably not, but anything over like low hundreds would be a reasonable return. Obviously you want more than that, and he'll be protected by high ownership, because a lot of people are going to pick Matt Rao. So watch him in pre-season, but it's going to be very hard not to pick him. He said, I think they said that his shoulder's better than it was before, which is, I don't know, they're just probably just saying that in the media just because, but we'll see. And we have Jackson Haitley here. Still a watch for me. Still not sure what he can do on a consistent basis, but nonetheless, in the games that he has played inside mid, even at a young age, played really well. So I think he'll get the opportunity at the Crows. The players he's competing with, he should be past them, I think, especially because he's older and his body's ready to go. But yeah, so good reports coming out on Haitley so far, but I really want to see in the preseason. But for now, he's in. And then the rookies, Will Phillips, you have to pick. He should be the most owned player, I believe. Haven't seen him yet, but it's been a while since he played, 2019, but numbers similar to Rao, roughly about, maybe a little bit under, I can't remember, but yeah, huge numbers, got to pick him. And then these rookies, I'm not too sure on. So I've heard Valenti, some good things, not sure he makes the team. It's a pretty hard midfield to crack into, Freo now. A few players broke out. Cooper Stevens, I've heard something on. Collier Dawkins is well overdue to play a game. Downey might play wing, now that Scully's out, so watch that. And this Davies, like, I don't know. I have a 102 guy there, which is not good. But yeah, probably not gonna pick him. He's probably not gonna get a game, but we'll see. Things will have to change if we don't get our 102 rookie. But yeah, worry about that in a few weeks. And we have the rucks and forwards now. For the rucks, I have both Gawn and Grundy, so pretty bullish on these two. Grundy has a little bit of upside, and Gawn is, at this stage, seems to be the main captain option, but we'll see how that goes as the season goes along. But yeah, I just remember not owning Gawn last year, and it was very painful, so just refuse to put in a bad score. You know, you think finally he's going to drop, he's due for a bad score, 180. So he's in, and I see a few people picking Paris, and that's for another video. But yeah, not going to straight up compare him to Naismith from last year, but we'll look at him individually. We'll get a good look at him, but not for me anyway. So those are the rucks. So at F1 we have Josh Dunkley. I'm hearing a lot of things about, Dunkley gonna play. Don't know about his mid-time, but yeah, he just finds a way to score. He's an endurance beast now. He's a contested beast. Unfortunately, he showed a bit of forward craft last year, but it's probably going to be necessary in that Dogs midfield. But that means that they might push him forward a bit more. But he needs to get some sort of mid-minutes if they're realistic about keeping him. The fact that he could threaten to leave again is a little concerning, just because maybe the coach shafts him forward because they know he's going to leave. I don't know, but nonetheless, with 25% CBAs, he was averaging about 100 anyway. Give him a bit more, probably 110. Give him all of them, 130. But yeah, also impressed in training so far. So yeah, Josh Dunkley, I'm a big fan. If you know the channel, you know how much I talk highly of Josh Dunkley, and yeah, I've got no problems picking him. And then we have Rowan Marshall. So I haven't heard a whole lot on Marshall, but nonetheless, playing, I think he roughly was 55% CBAs, I think. We can check actually. CBA Rowan Marshall. 45%. So I think that'll go up with Ryder getting older, and maybe he has some durability concerns, but average like 100 with 45% CBAs while attending the Ruck contests. Definitely upside here, and yeah, his game, he's said it in interviews multiple times, his strength, well, when he came into the league, it wasn't so much tap work. He's slowly improving his tap work, but his strength is around the ground. That's what he aims. That's a bit like Riley O'Brien. Tries to beat his opponent in that area. Perfect for Supercoach. And then we have Ben Brown here. Yeah, you might be thinking, what is Ben Brown doing here? But he's really cheap and a little bit overpriced for a stepping stone. I'm not sure, considering he's probably going to average like 75 or something. A little bit upside, could be lower, who knows. The reason why he's here is to add stability. Look, if I need to squeeze someone out or make some more room, Ben Brown will be the first one cut. But nonetheless, he's there, yeah, for stability, and he can be the last upgrade or whatever. He can just sit there and hopefully kick a bag and make heaps of money, and then yeah, see how we go. So that's why he's here. But yeah, I prefer him to Zeeble and Danaher. And then we have Devon Robertson. I hope he gets a game. I'm not sure he does, but if he does play, I'm definitely going to pick him. Finlay McRae, I did hear that someone, this is a bit dodgy source, but someone on Big Footy that was saying they watch a lot of Oakley said that he was almost as good as Will Phillips. It's just that he had to play a lot more forward. And his numbers for fantasy were still pretty good playing more forward, because in the Oakley Chargers midfield, if you're not familiar, they had Rao, Anderson and Phillips in the midfield. So that's going to be very hard to get a lot of mid-minutes in. So yeah, I think he'll play. He's already impressing at training. And then Eli Smith, maybe he plays. Hearing some good things. Will Kelly, I think the Pies want to pump games into him. And then James Rowe, I think he plays early for the Crows, just because we only have one small forward, and that's McAdam. So, and we also have Lockie Murphy, but I think Rowe's shown some really promising talent in this NFL. So that's the team. I'm a little bit concerned because I only have 12 keepers plus Haitley and Brown. I'm not sure I want to go 13 and then cut those two, but we'll have to see. I'm going to watch Sam Walsh and Jai Simpkin. I'm a fan of both players. I think Simpkin's really doing well this preseason and played with a bung ankle all last year, so I'm not going to write off that pick just yet. But nonetheless, thanks for watching, and yeah, we'll see you guys soon.